Hey there gardeners, Chris from Steading here today. I actually have been looking at these urban round garden beds from Birdies for quite a while. They've been on sale in the seconds section of their website, which is normally where I'm looking. And I thought I'd give you a look at essentially what you're getting. I think at 160 bucks, and that's the discounted price, these are still a hefty investment. However, they're 600 tall, and my personal thoughts on that particular kind of option was that if you're growing mint or you're growing maybe raspberries or something like that, where you want a nice deep bed with plenty of room for roots, these might do the job. Plus, they should look pretty cool in that rusted finish. They're not rusted at the moment, as you'll see here, but they will rust up over time. Now, I do need to mention, when I got this box, it had the instructions for my elevated planter, which is a new product from Birdies, and I just assumed that the geotextile cloth that was included in this box must be for the planter because it fit perfectly. As it turns out, when I had a proper look, this is the first time I've actually had a look through the contents of this box, I realized that that geotextile fabric was included for this because apparently the soil is not meant to directly touch the inside of the garden bed. Now, that's not too much of an issue because I've actually bought some geotextile fabric for my IBC wicking beds, so I've got plenty to spare to put back in this. However, important to note that the elevated bed doesn't come with that geotextile fabric, so yeah, essentially it is an inclusion with this particular garden bed. So let's have a quick put it together. I mean, this should be a really quick job. It's just putting the bolts in and off we go. As always, we're looking at a set of the stainless steel bolts from Birdies. These are pretty nice bolts, and there's a spanner included in there, and I've got my little Bosch 12-volt drill. So all of the panels are like this. Obviously they are a rounded panel, and we've got our bolt holes along the sides there, which are going to hold everything together. And it's a pretty simple, easy kind of solution. I think there were 5 panels in total to get our round garden bed. So there you go. So having a quick look at the instructions, it says to use 4 bolts per join. And so there is a top and a bottom single bolt, and then in the middle there is basically 3 mounting holes. So we're not using the full 3, we're just using the top 2, and then obviously whichever of the middle 2 that you want. I'm probably going to go the middle one, as it'll look good, although it's on the inside of the garden bed, you're not going to see it. And important to note, these are seconds garden beds. So these are discounted because there may be some imperfections from the factory, which is never something that I really mind. Just get that one in the top. I know, I'm going to show you from the other side in just a second. I just want to get the first one in, the first set in. Okay, so that is one join done. We'll turn it around so you have a better idea of what we're looking at. That's it there. And 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts. Good to go. And then what we're going to do is just join up the next piece. Just line up those holes. Okay, so if you have a look down here, you'll see we've got all those joins. I've just hand tightened these, and as a result, it's all come together nicely. It all fits really well together. Obviously, this top edge is a little bit sharp, but we've got this to run over the top of it as the last step. And so what you want to do is you just want to get your power drill and the little included spanner. And it's a little bit difficult with the clearances because of the those are really tight. Now, why haven't I done the top and the bottom ones? I'm going to go through and do all the 2 middle ones. I actually think when I run my geotextile fabric, I could probably, just to be a bit of a smarty pants, run my top bolt and my bottom bolt through the geotextile fabric, so the fabric will run along and then it'll go over this little nib here, and then I'll just put that bolt through it and that'll hold it in place, which will make it much easier to fill the bed rather than having to constantly try and reposition that geotextile fabric to be right. So yeah, that's my plan. So everyone's heard of the iron curtain. This is the iron skirt. And yeah, it does have a bit of movement to it. So I think you just want to be a little bit careful when you're moving it around. Keeping in mind I haven't done up the top and the bottom bolts because I'm going to use them for the geotextile fabric. I just need to find a spot for this now, and we've got a lot of competing projects and things we want to grow, so finding what this will be for and a nice spot for it, because this is quite an eye-catching kind of bed. At the moment, it comes with just like an oil on it, and that's why it hasn't rusted. However, given a little bit of time, I think they say about 6 weeks, this will rust and it'll get that nice kind of reddish, rusty steel look to it, which is quite iconically Australian, I'd say, in many ways. And yeah, we just need to figure out where we want it and what we're going to put in it. And I am tempted by the thoughts of putting in some mint, because we've got a whole heap of mint growing in pots. And the problem with mint is it's very, very invasive. It kind of goes crazy. And maybe in something like this, we could actually just let it kind of grow, and with the geotextile fabric lining the inside and a little along the bottom, it'd be pretty contained. So that might be a really good idea. But we've also got our pineapples that we've just bought that we want to put into kind of a dedicated bed. However, I'm not sure this would be the best one for it. So I just need a set of scissors or clippers or something like that to trim that rim protector, and we'll be all good to go. And I actually think with the rim protector on it, it looks even better. So that's a definite win. And to be honest, I can't even see where the factory damage is to make this a factory seconds. So again, that's pretty good if you ask me.